movie title. It says we're live.
It looks like we're live. Yeah.
My one screen says we're not live. It's saying like we're trying to get you live.
Okay.
We're gonna see how this goes. We'll
just
get
pretend.
it going. I think we got it. All right, I got it. Let me.
Seems like it's up and running.
We got something going. I'm gonna send you guys this.
Okay.
And you guys can.
Here it is. Here it is. I got it.
We're on.
We're on.
All right.
All right.
Stick it in, baby. Stick it in.
Welcome to our post game show. I think the NBC Sports post game might still be going. It might go on forever, to be totally honest. But we're jumping in. We're gonna take over from here. So we're here for you guys to drink with because not everyone can keep up for this long. So join us, have a few beers. We're going to talk a bunch about the game. We're going to talk about some stuff that maybe some other people haven't talked about. And we're definitely going to talk about stuff that everyone already has talked about. But we're going to do it in the only way we know how. Drunk as fuck. Doing some baseball beer and bullshit. Guys, welcome to the playoffs.
This is how it feels to win a playoff game.
Fucking years.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are back. And you know what? Let's start with this. Let's get all the Ricky shit out of the way right away.
Let's go first.
Beef Loaf, why don't you first go with the lineup? Because I think we all agree on the lineup. You tell us about the lineup. I'm going to have some beer.
The level of anticipation on Twitter today was hilarious. Like, I need that lineup to come out so I could yell at it for no reason. And then the lineup came pouring out. And the only issue with the lineup is actually just that Eloy Jimenez was not healthy. And they went out there and said that they ran him a little bit before the game. He didn't look good. They decided not to use him. But basically the lineup looks like exactly how you think you would make it if you're really trying to win every game. And you weren't trying to figure out, did the guy that we traded the prospect for, is he going to turn out? Did the guy we spent $12 million on to be the DH, can we get him to turn it around and turn out? Nope, we couldn't get either of those to work. We tried it the best we could, give them the most opportunities. Now it's time to win a game, and they played exactly the guys you think they should play in an elimination game. It was even weird seeing Lurie Garcia draw the start, and you figured in your mind, like, you know what? I don't know. Lurie hasn't hit in 2 months. I don't know if he's going to have anything, but you know what he does have? Speed. And he's able to run down fly balls in the big left field in Oakland. I mean, that's kind of all you needed there.
Man, speaking of fly balls in the outfield, every time I turn, because I'm facing this way, right? My TV's over here, and I'm trying to like work, but also kind of peeking over, like almost like Wally Money's phone is over here. And he's showing something. And I'm just like, do I want to? Okay, I'll look. No.
I mean,
so I'm like peeking over, and every time I look over, Luis Robert is catching something like with the most ease you've ever seen.
Yeah,
like he's just like a ball is battered into the outfield, and he's catching it ways that I don't normally see people catch the ball either. Like there was a ball coming right at him, and he had his mitt like this, and it went in there. I don't know how he did it. It was amazing. I loved every second.
He's got the kung fu grip. He got the G.I. Joe kung fu grip, and that's how he caught it.
It was like he's just incredible out there, and I loved every second of it. And for all of you out there and like me who have watched this team go to the West Coast and die over and over and over again, the outfield was always just a nightmare. Foul territory was always just a nightmare. And now when you have really good fielders like Moncada and Robert out there, and those are advantages to you now, it's like a whole new world. And my eyes are opened to a world of being able to field. It's wild.
Yeah, you're right. Those pop-ups and shit that we normally get fucked on because our hitters hit them and they catch them, and then when our pitchers throw that and their hitters hit them, we don't fucking get to them. It's flipped over, baby. We're in on that shit.
I'm starting the conspiracy theory right now. Eloy is not hurt. He is totally okay. They put Larry out there because they knew Larry could make that play he made today. And I'm not a mathematics guy. You are, Beef Loaf. What's the possibility that Eloy misses that catch?
Like 100%. Like 100%.
Almost 100%,
yeah.
right?
Yes,
like, I mean, that's a sure fucking bet. Like,
yep, yeah.
Mr. Hand could bet that and still win. He would win. He would win that hand. That would be his win. So
let me ask you a question, MSS.
Corners. Oh, go ahead.
On this tomorrow,
yep.
Right? let's say Eloy is ready to go. Is he your DH or is and Lurie's in the outfield? Is that how you're playing that?
Man, I say, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to change anything. Here comes the fucking hooligans. Here come my hooligans. So
they're coming on to check you out.
We're live on YouTube. You want to say hi?
Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
She's like, she's not that interested in saying hi to us. It doesn't appear.
Well, she can't hear you, so she's probably like, why aren't they talking to me? usually the fat one's really loud.
Oh.
All right. I'll see you in a little bit, okay? Let me finish this up. Please. So anyway, I think it's not broke. You don't fix it, right? You're not supposed to fix something that's not broke. So you trot them out again for game 2. Let's just see how it goes. If we're in need, we still have him to come in and hit a home run. I don't think Eloy is hurt. I don't think his chances of doing anything offensive is hurt by him sitting on the bench. I don't believe that, especially not in a playoff thing. I think he might feel even a little bit more secure not having to be out there. As a fat guy that used to play right field in softball from time to time, I felt much happier behind the catch, like playing catcher, than I ever did in right field or left field. I was like, fuck this. I'm going to fuck something up, and I didn't want to be that guy. And I feel like Eloy might have the same fucking deal. So I say you leave him out. You think you keep him on the bench, use him if you need him.
He's in my fucking lineup.
Yeah, he's in mine too. Exactly. He's starting tomorrow. He's not in left field though. He's at DH. And Grandal's my catcher. And James McCann, who was 0 for 4 with 3 fucking strikeouts, he could sit his ass on the bench, and we'll hold him off in case we need to use him later.
So here's the only thing: if there's a play at the plate, Grandal's not making that fucking play because that motherfucker can't catch.
I sent a gigantic catcher's mitt to Oakland.
All right. It's like that, like the big ones, right?
Yeah, and Wakefield's catcher used to use it. It's this big. It's basically just a walk they ripped the handle off and they taped on the back. So you got to catch it like this, but it's all good. It's huge.
Okay.
It's gonna be great.
Hey, excellent. I didn't have that information before I made the statement. So
I'm sorry.
And honestly, I believe that Eloy at a DH is fine too. I don't think we need a 2-catcher lineup. I agree with Ken. Whoa. I'm not calling him Ken WO after him calling me out saying I'm wrong, taking Giolito out in the 7th. Fuck that guy. He's Ken Whoa. He is he needs to I'm going to agree with him and say that we don't need a 2-catcher lineup. All right, that's all I'm going to say. I'm not high. I'm a little frazzled. Listen to my kids yell. I'm okay now. I'm okay.
So let's get to that. Let's get to what you were just talking about, because that's the other Ricky thing for today. How did Ricky handle the pitching staff today? Beef, you get us going. We'll jump in where we fit.
Sounds good. So before the game, I did the little short 3 things, kind of our little version of the pregame show from the hot tub. And my key number 1 was my concern about Ricky Renteria. My only concern about him today was when he going to have the feel to pull Gio at the right time if things were going wrong. Now, I was thinking when I talked about it, I was thinking like 3rd, 4th, 5th inning, like normal playoff style, Teresi, where if the starter gets in trouble, you got to get him the fuck out of there, and you got to back him up with those high leverage relievers. That's not what happened here. He dominated through 7 innings, right? Yep. He did get hit around a little bit, but like you were saying, we had outfielders in position or whatever. Had 8 strikeouts, was looking very good. Twitter was kind of split in half on whether or not he should come out for the 8th inning or whether or not you start clean with a reliever right there. Totally reasonable. So Ricky did decide to start him to start the 8th inning. So to me, that's pretty much a coin flip decision. He walks the first hitter, which was Mark Kana, on right-handed hitter on 4 pitches. Mm-hmm. At that point, he makes a trip to the mound. You think to yourself, okay, he's got to pull Lucas here, and he's going to bring in either Evan Marshall or Aaron Bummer, and probably Evan Marshall, because even though the next hitter, Jake Lamb, was a lefty, they have 3 righties coming behind it. He just goes out and talks to Gio and allows him to face the next hitter, and Lamb singles, and you end up with 1st and 3rd. And so a lot of people on Twitter were like, what the fuck? Ricky's fucking up this situation. Mm-hmm. Did I get that right, my Sox Summer? And what would you have done in this spot? Because we disagreed on what was happening here.
I said on Twitter, I watched him in the 7th getting hit around. I thought they were hitting him pretty hard. And he just didn't he didn't have his locations down to me. Like it just seemed like there was something off. Like I wasn't as confident. I'm like, okay, Simeon just missed that. Like, he would have hit that. That would have been a home run. And I said, I think they should pull him. There's no reason for him to go forward. I understand. Okay, he's going to have a shit long rest. Like, he'll have 6 days off or whatever the fuck, unless we need a game 3. And well, I don't think that would happen anyway, but still.
I'd pitch him.
But you could, right?
I mean,
if
you
you
can't
sit
turn
him.
around Gio. No, you can't.
So-
You can't turn Gio around in 2 days. So
I don't think you want to do that.
Whatever he does,
You don't want to do that.
whatever he does today is all he's doing. And also, you don't need to save him though. On the other respect,
Right.
You can
No,
pull him out
but-
because the game 1 of the next series is not till next Monday. So that's 6 days rest. So he's got plenty of rest.
I still want a fresh arm. I feel like I needed a fresh arm. I think he needed another look. And I think Twitter responses to me, I think overwhelmingly, most of the people that follow me on Twitter were saying we're liking that. They said it was good. But then I had about 10, 15 people come at me and say, no, like, he doesn't need, they want to face anybody but Gio right now. And I was like, I just don't see that. Like, I didn't get it. And then the walk and then the hit, he should have pulled him at the walk too. Like, if I don't think he should have even been out there, but he definitely shouldn't have been out there after the leadoff walk. I think that's the dreaded leadoff walk, man. Like, we know this. We're sons of Hawk here. We should fucking know this. We've heard this a million times. Why do we not? But it didn't matter because we fucking won. So what's it matter? Like, it's fine here, right? It didn't cost us a game. I think he pulled him quick enough, but it could have been bad. It could have been bad, but it wasn't. So we're just gonna move on.
So I think my way of looking at it is maybe a little bit different. Because I think, first of all, Lucas Giolito came out today and said, I'm the fucking ace of this staff.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Anyone who said, Keuchel's got more playoff experience, maybe they should put him in the first. Lucas Giolito shut all of that shit down today.
Yeah.
He said, he was no hit in the fucking 7th. Like, that's incredible. Like, he looked fan-fucking-tastic. And he said, I am the ace of this team. And I'm a major league ace. I'm not a default ace. I'm a fucking ace in this league. And Ricky came out and treated him like one.
Yeah.
And
yeah, he did.
I can't fault him on that. When you come out to the mound, like, I know people are like, he's a young kid. He's just going to say, yeah, I can go another hitter. Yeah, that's normally, I would agree with you. If it was Raylo, if it was Dunning, even if it was Kopech or whoever it may be, right? Yeah. If it's Bummer, who's been fantastic, and he says, oh yeah, I could have another batter. That's on Ricky. You decide that. You come out to a fucking ace, that guy's got to tell you what he feels. If he told him I could get this next guy, it didn't work out. But I let that guy tell me if he's ready to go for another hitter. And I know it didn't work out. It went the wrong way. But at the end of the day, like, I appreciate that he showed I'm an ace and that he was treated like an ace. And I got no problem with it.
I agree with that. Although I also think that any pitcher, MLB pitcher, especially at an ace level, is never going to tell you they can't get that guy next guy out. They're always going to think they can get that guy out. Because if they don't think that, then they're not going to be out there. They're not at that level. They're not at that next thing. Like, they're not going to say, Coach, I can't do it. They're always going to say, I can do it. It's like those dumb horses that like break their leg and are still trotting. Like, they're like, I'm going to make it to the finish line because that's what I'm supposed to do.
I get that. And I get where you can fault Ricky on that, right? Because they're always going to tell you, I can do it. And you got to look at that catcher. You got to look at the guy who's telling you I can do it and see if there's any waiver in any of those guys. And if there is, that's when you pull them.
Yeah.
Right?
No, yeah. Okay. All right. I agree with that. And thank God for Lucas Giolito's high school coach, right? Am I right, guys? He fixed the whole motherfucker. This had nothing to do with Coop at all. Nothing to do with Coop. Fucking that guy's 100%. A genius. Sign him up.
100%.
At the end of the day, if Giolito wants that guy and he's confident that he's going to get him out, I give him to him. I let him do it. Beef, you're shaking. I saw the way Beef shook his head. So this is a good example of when Ricky comes out
sure what you
and
said,
he sees Giolito says, yeah, I can get this next guy out. The way Beef just shook his head at me is the way that he shakes his head at me when he doesn't agree one fucking bit with what I'm saying, but doesn't want to get into it.
It's not that I disagree. I kind of agree with my Sox Summer. Like, you really have to read the player because they're always going to kind of tell you that yes, I can do it, especially a guy who's a stud, like you were saying. A couple more auxiliary factors to this. It's possible that when he went out there, it was less about, it was only partially about him looking into Gio's eyes and seeing, does he think Gio thinks he can get the next guy out? It might have also been the fact that with the 3-batter rule, they were more than likely going to bring in Evan Marshall either way. And so maybe his thought process was, this lefty, Jake Lamb, who do I think has a better chance of getting him out? Gio or Evan Marshall? Because we're going to go with Evan Marshall because there's 3 more righties coming behind it. We can't just put Aaron Bummer in here for this one lefty like you could in the old days, because then it was like a no-brainer, right? You use Marshall.
You put Rodon in, yeah.
You put, I'm sorry, you put Bummer into the lefty, and then you put Marshall. The only other factor that's a consideration, into my in my opinion, it's a small one. Like we talked about, Gio's not going to pitch again in this series. He'll pitch again Monday after they whoop Oakland's ass. But if you end up getting to a third game, the guys' bullets you're trying to save potentially, Bummer and Marshall, will matter, because you might end up pitching them 3 days in a row, and they haven't really done that much this year. Not that they're not veterans and they're not capable of doing so, but they're coming off injuries and their effectiveness may wane a bit. So that's at least a little tiny bit of the decision point. I know everyone's going to be screaming at me, oh, they're fresh, but you've barely seen these guys throw, and having them throw 3 days in a row right out of it, it is at least a partial consideration. If Gio could have gotten out of that inning, you could save them both. That would be fucking beautiful, because then you could really air them out tomorrow if you need to, if Dallas Keuchel can't go deep into the game.
And that's hard too, right? That's your number 2 guy.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting.
So I got a question for you guys, because like I said, I'm working over here. I'm trying to watch the game, but because I'm like on calls and shit, my TV's on no volume, right?
Yeah.
I hear that might have been good. So tell me about the broadcast. What did you guys think of the broadcast? My Sox Summer, we'll start with you, because you're passionate about this kind of thing. So I want to get the real dirt here. Beef is going to give me some vanilla bullshit. You tell me what was wrong with it.
Dare you?
I mean, speaking of vanilla bullshit, that's the broadcast. I mean, that's what it is. That's what a national broadcast was. This could have been the same. These guys could have called the same game for the Little League World Series, and the only thing that would have changed was the players' names and the fucking team names, because they're exactly the same. It's exactly the fucking same. It's canned stories. They have little bites that we've been hearing all year. Same shit. Like, some fucking intern is on his computer Googling White Sox interesting stories, or just going directly to the Athletic and doing whatever, and like just pulling shit out of there and being like, fuck, these guys are not even real like journalists, and just putting that shit out there. It's not their fault. So it's not their fault they're awful. They're set up to fail, because you have a fanatic fan base on both sides that's coming into watching a playoff. They're excited to watch this playoff, and they've been with the same people for the last 60 fucking games, and now they're like, oh, hey, you succeeded. We're going to get rid of all the people that you've been listening to, the good guys that you like, and not let them enjoy it with you. And we're going to put you with some fucking Karen and some Roger or whatever the fuck. And we're going to talk about whatever's interesting to them. That Jagoff fucking cost Luke. I don't know if he cost Lucas the no-hitter, but him saying, I know you're not supposed to talk about that, blah, 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 blah. And then it fucking happened. They're like, you're an idiot. They're like, don't fucking say that shit. Like, even if you don't believe in it, don't fucking say it. Like, there's people all on Twitter, a White Sox barber, I saw him saying it too. He's like, you can talk about it, it's okay. And then it fucking is gone. So, like, I mean, you gotta just have to let's learn from this, people, and let's just not fucking even say it. Make your stupid jokes about how we're not supposed to talk about it or whatever. That's fine, but don't fucking say it. And then when Lucas comes out of the game after he's all pissed off, he doesn't give the ball back to Ricky to give to the next guy. And the fucking asshole from ESPN goes, some would say that's bad luck too. You fucking son of a bitch. You're trying to cover up your bullshit that you already fucked up. So fuck that guy.
Did you have an actual baseball in your hand for that?
I do. I have an actual baseball in my hand. Now,
He's like Carrot Top over there. He's got
this is only for
shit.
Slim Nick. This is only for
have
Slim
a big
Nick.
foam finger in a second.
I have all sorts of props around me, but I also have a McDonald's pullback racing car that I sit here and just do weird shit with while I'm there. You know,
All right,
I'm
we
just
don't-
pulling
we
the car
can't-
back.
That's
Wrong
YouTube
video.
does not
sir.
wrong
YouTube
video.
does not allow that kind of stuff. It's a different video service that you're thinking of.
Listen,
Beefluff, what'd you think of the broadcast?
I mean, I think my Sox summer hit the nail on the head. We're maybe an inning or two into it, and all it keeps running through my head, and I tweeted this out there, I put it on Twitter. I said, this broadcast reminds me like the Sweaty Balls skit in SNL, where it's like a very nice, clean, like good sounding NPR broadcast with no feel and no emotion whatsoever to it at all.
It was
Did
like
anyone
that
say
skit.
that's neat?
Not funny?
Exactly. That's what it's about. And it's upsetting because, like you mentioned, we're jumping off having, our home crowd announcers. They're homers. They're not homers like Hawk, but they're homers, right?
Right.
At least to some degree. And Jessica Mendoza is a good analyst, and she's smart, and she knows a ton about baseball, but she's not Steve Stone. And the other guy, who's generic play-by-play guy, is not Jason Daddy, and they don't have a stake in the thing. And so that's where you get kind of like this, like you talk about vanilla bullshit, and everyone's listening. It's like, I saw someone tweet, I forget what it was. They're like, do the announcers know it's okay to get excited during the game? It's like, yeah, exactly. How about some emotion about some play that's occurring? Like, they're 3 fucking home runs, and they was like, oh, home run, there we go. Like,
I want to hear more stories about Jessica Mendoza's kid who doesn't even know what a fucking TV is. He's getting all his news from fucking TikTok. That's a horrible idea, Jessica. It's not a good thing to do. Don't put your kid on fucking TikTok.
No, you stop that. TikTok is pretty awesome.
He's gonna be a kid should not be getting his news from TikTok. He should be having a person doing the Cabbage Patch telling you about the fucking trade deal with the NAFTA thing. You know what I'm saying?
It's much better than a news channel.
I will tell you. Yeah, that's true. I will tell you. I will tell you that my only interaction with the broadcast was right before the game started. I got the TV on in the background. Jeff Passan's on TV.
Oh, is it
Got
Passan
no volume.
or Passan?
That motherfucker.
I think it's Passan.
I like calling him.
If I'm saying it
Passan.
wrong, fuck him. Anyways, I don't care. And so he's got. I like his background because he's got albums, but they're not his own albums. But anyways, he's got albums behind him, which I think is cool.
That's a humble brag. Yeah, I get it.
All
right, I got you.
That was a flex, baby. He's flexing it out.
Here's a bigger flex, though. I'm watching it happen, and I'm messaging our guy Kier, and I'm like, hey, I don't have volume on. Is Jeff Passan talking about how Beefloaf has no ass?
That's you son of a bitch. And Mailman Jack too. There's a long Twitter stream. They're talking about Jeff Passan. He goes, yeah, remember he body slammed Beefloaf last year in the 108 tournament? I'm like, fuck, why do I keep getting brought up on this bullshit?
He killed you.
He did. What a jerk.
He's killed.
All of you, not just Jeff Passan. All of you fucking jerk.
All right.
Deserve it.
My Sox Summer, you brought up something in there with the jinx thing, and I was watching the NBC Sports post game, and this is our guys talking about our team, but for some reason they needed to bring up the fact that there's no media coverage for this at the stadium. Like there's not a scrum afterwards talking to the players, and they're talking about what effect that might have on the playoffs. But
Gio did a post game.
But they're obviously they're doing a post game, but it's
remote.
It's more like
remote.
a Zoom.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
so there's not a scrum of people there. There's not 50 people in the room. Is kind of their point.
Okay.
But at the same time, who gives a fuck?
Right.
And it just felt like a bunch of media guys going, "Hey, doesn't the media affect the games?" Like they're grasping for their interest in the game. Like, hey, you know what? It's weird because we don't get to all be in there, but if we were in there, we would affect the outcome of this
negatively.
Game. And I'm like, what the? This is the same as a person going like, I think I jinxed that. I think it was my fault. Guy in a room on the south side of Chicago made Lucas Giolito give up a hit. That is the same mindset that they have, but. In one scenario, it's like ingrained bullshit superstition over many years. The other one feels to me like a whole fuckload of ego.
Right?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. And it's reminiscent of the media likes to interject themselves and everything. Like, where do you think the game is too long shit came from? No fans who go to games ever say, "Oh shit, the game is 11 minutes too long. That's why I don't come out to the ballpark." It's a fucking beat reporter saying that shit. There ain't no fucking fans to say, "Oh, the average time is 6 minutes longer than I would like it to be." If Rob Manfred could just shave 6 minutes off the game, I'd immediately watch everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has there ever been a fan on a Saturday afternoon watching a game that was like, "God damn it, I hope they could cut off drinks sooner so I can stop drinking."
Not only that, but like if the game's too long, as a fan, you just fucking leave. Like, I mean, it's like you're not required to stay for every inning and every pitch and every out. Like,
a bar doesn't come down like a goddamn roller coaster.
Nope,
You can go whenever you want.
It's not like they'll even let you back in and out. If you want to go to your car and smoke your crack pipe and then come back in, you can do that. Like, that's
that's
totally
only
okay.
if you're My Sox Summer. That shit
don't smoke crack
normally
anymore, sir.
No re-entry, pal.
2020, no more smoking these lungs. So crack's out too. So yeah.
So let's get into some of the highlights of the game. And I want to start because something special happened in this game. You know, if you were going to be a betting person, I can't imagine what an Adam Engel home run, first home run bet would have been. Him hitting the first home, or an Adam Engel home run plus White Sox win. I can't imagine. But you know what you get? You know what you get when you get an Adam Engel home run? I wear the Adam Engel pants.
Did you put them on?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yes.
Dude, you could probably sell those for at least $10 more than you could have before.
These are mine forever.
$20
these are
now.
keepers. And yeah, he used to be number 41.
Teresa, you got to wear them for the whole playoffs now.
I love it.
See,
I might never
take
take
them
off. I might, if they win the World Series, that in 2022, when I get to go back into my office, I will wear these into the office. That's how we're gonna go.
That's
awesome.
I will, the next time White Sox Dave invites us up to Declan's and I can go in 2023, I will show up in these
on our 3-peat for the World
Adam
Series.
Engel pants that will not in no way fit me anymore. By the way, Adam Engel's a pretty big guy. If I can,
he's
fit
6
in
foot.
These, to be totally honest,
6'2".
6'2".
I'm gonna guess his width isn't quite mine because they're a little snug around. They're a little snug around here, but he is built like a brick shithouse. So
yeah, he is.
Good for him though. I was, you know, like I said, I'm glancing over and I see a ball just go fucking flying, and I'm just like, who hit that? And I see Adam Engel running around the bases, and I was like, wow, was he on home plate when someone else hit that home run?
Remember last year when he was crushing in the minors, and everyone was like, some minors, man, the ball's juiced. This guy sucks. And now look at him now. Look at him fucking now.
I remember
hitting home runs in the goddamn playoffs, motherfucker. That's awesome.
I never give this guy
Frank Manchino, baby. Woohoo!
This guy's a bit of a dick, so I don't often give him compliments. But a few years ago, a guy told me, what if Adam Engel just sold out for power and would only hit like 220, 2 something, and Beefloaf was the guy. But I always thought, yeah, like if that guy could hit 15 home runs a year, like that, he should be in the outfield every goddamn day.
Right. It's that close, right?
And like, honestly, we look at this outfield, like if he could hit 10 to 15 home runs a year and Nomar Mazara could hit 0 to 1, like then I think it's obvious who you got out there for the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah, Adam Engel looked great in the 2 plate appearances versus Jesus Luzardo. The starting pitcher, lefty guy, he smashed the shit out of him. When they brought in the high leverage relievers, not so much. And that was a trend with the entire White Sox team, really.
I was going to say, no one looked good against them.
No, I mean, the only guy who looked okay was the Grandal home run. Yeah. Otherwise, the White Sox as a team in total in this game struck out 11 times and walked 0 times. I don't think that is going to be good going forward. They're going to need to even that up a little bit. They can't be 0 walk, 11 strikeout, and hope to win the next day.
That reeks of the beginning of the season.
That does, right? I mean, that's the team they were. You know, they're so more patient.
My Sox Summer, give me a highlight from today that blew your mind.
I mean, who what highlight am I gonna go with? My guy, the garbage man, fucking crushing that fucking home run right after I said, folks, and I did ... garbage time, man. That's my fucking highlight. Every time that motherfucker does something, I just want to shout to the heavens. You all doubted this man. You all said that he was overpaid. He should not have been here. He's not deserving to be here. And he's going to be the goddamn motherfucking MVP this year if I have anything to say about it, which I don't, because I'm not part of the IBWIACIDY that costs $75. But I will say that he deserves a vote. He deserves that award. He crushed that motherfucking ball. He crushed that shit. And it just makes me so happy every time it happens. And the girls were sleeping, so I couldn't scream and yell like I normally do. But man, that was definitely my highlight. I was just like, yes, yes, yes. I was so angry and so happy at the same time. And immediately I think of all the people that doubted him, and I'm just like, fuck everyone, like fuck you all, like that guy in that movie, the Dazed or the
Half-Baked.
Yes.
I got you.
You know what I'm talking about.
You're cool.
You're cool.
Actually, when he hit that home run, I messaged a buddy at work, and I'm like, he has earned $50 million in 61 games.
Oh.
Yes, absolutely true. I don't know if you guys saw it,
awesome.
but there was a tweet with a short video from Jason Benetti right after the home run, and he said right before that, Stoney had texted him and said, why are they choosing to pitch to Jose Abreu in this spot with Luzardo with first base open? And next thing you know, Jose Abreu hits the 2-run home run that puts the game out of reach, basically. So a faux pas. Like everyone on our side, they're so busy like throwing hate and shit at Ricky, but Ricky didn't do anything near as egregious as what Bob Melvin did in the 4th inning when his starter clearly was not a good matchup for this team, and he chanced fate. And the 3rd inning, and fucked up.
Yep.
Well, so that's funny because even when he lets Luzardo face Engel again,
the second time,
I turned to Quarantine and I was like, I'm surprised they haven't taken him out yet. Like, why is he still going? Like, we all talked to, in our private chats and shit, and we all thought when we saw Luzardo, the idea was they're gonna go lefty to start. The White Sox are going to load up with righties to face the lefty.
And they're going to flip.
And then they're going to flip it after one time through the order. And they let him go 2 times through the order, which was a huge fucking mistake. It just and like if I'm an Oakland A's fan, I would be livid right now about that because the whole point is get into this awesome bullpen. Just get enough outs to get into that bullpen. And I mean, they lost it there. It would have been a lot tougher on the end of the Sox bullpen to hold a lead if it was 2 or even, or 1
2 to
run.
1 or something. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So I was surprised by that. Beef, give me something that was very exciting to you.
I mean, in totality, I think the you mentioned up front, the defense was a star, particularly Luis Robert. Actually, the outfield group in total, because even though Lucas Giolito pitched a really good game, he did give up some shots in the outfield that they were able to chase down in that expansive outfield. But Moncada flying off into foul territory to catch the pop-up up against the tarp to end the 1 inning. Moncada taking charge when there was a pop-up in the infield where I want to rip my eyes out when I see James McCann try to field the pop-up in there, and Moncada took charge and got him the fuck out of there, right? And then in the 9th inning, Moncada makes the play on the only ball that was hit hard off of Colomé. He makes a real tough play on that short hop and comes up with it with a strong throw. So as much as Moncada has been struggling at the plate, he's been having issues with the after effects of COVID-19. The defense has been stellar, and we really need it, and we're going to need it tomorrow too, because Dallas Keuchel's going to throw a lot of ground balls. And him and Timmy and Nick Magic are going to have to come up big.
And I felt like that play at third was the baseball gods just going like, yeah, we let Chris Bryant get that one the other day. You guys get this one.
No, I agree with you. And what you just said there at the end, I mean, Oakland's not going to lay down tomorrow. Like, they're not just going to like let us have the second win, right? Like, it's just not, it's going to be a hard fought battle tomorrow for us to win that game. So we got to bring our A game and we got to fucking win that game.
So I
don't want to go to game 3.
No, no, absolutely not. I will throw one more highlight in there. that we touched on a little bit, but Yasmani Grandal taking the reliever way deep, just turning on that ball.
Yep.
That is important. Those are the runs that make the end of the game a lot easier on the bullpen.
For sure.
And that was huge. And that was absolutely huge because no one else really touched the bullpen. The bullpen
they
in
didn't.
Oakland is fantastic. And to see him do that was awesome.
Well, he fucking owes us because he's had a subpar year as far as I'm concerned. God damn it. So he better hit another one tomorrow. Make up for all this bullshit.
Oakland bullpen was 5 2/3 innings, 6 strikeouts, only 3 hits and that 1 run. And that was your guy, Treasy, Joakim Soria.
Yeah.
The Executioner give up that home run.
Which was kind of fun.
That guy was sweating like a pig out there. He was He was just dripping. It was awesome.
Well, it's like 70 degrees, you know?
Yeah, I know.
It's hot.
I feel him, especially if it's humid coming off the bay. I mean, I get it. Like, it could be hot as fuck. I know. I get it.
All right. Well, tomorrow we got Bassett. Lineup, guys, anyone who you need to see in this lineup or need to not see in the lineup?
I'm happy to start. I do not want to see James McCann. Assuming we have Eloy Jimenez healthy, and truth be told, I might even figure out a way where I would see someone else besides McCann. He's really struggled against righties. He's really struggled of late in general. I think majority of his value right now is being a good defensive catcher, which he is. I would want to see him flipped out. A guy who I'd like to see a little higher up in the lineup, if possible. He didn't have a good game today. He was 0 for 4, but I'd like to see Nick Madrigal moved up a little bit because in some of these spots where they got some base runners, I'd like to see a guy that's really contact first and see if that can put some pressure on the defense, especially if it's going to be another low-scoring game.
It's hard to disagree with that. So, I mean, I don't want to see McCann also. I had no reason why I didn't want to see him other than what just Beefloaf just said. So, yeah, no, I'm going to go with that.
I think for me, what I need to see is that same outfield. That in that giant park, I want that outfield. Like, and I think we're going to be on the West Coast for this whole thing. If we get past the first round, it's all West Coast. Like, just give me that outfield. I'm fine with Eloy DHing, and then the catcher switching off.
Yep.
I do not mind if McCann's starting. I do not mind having Grandal available off the bench to come in and pinch hit. That's a huge weapon, and that's just lovely, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I'm saying let's keep this outfield intact in these gigantic ballparks that we're going to have to play in. And with that,
agreed.
With that, I say let's end this post game. But we will talk to you guys tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Hopefully, once
just
we've
as
advanced.
Happy. Yep.
100%.
Tomorrow you'll be able to see our erections coming up from underneath the screen because we just won the fucking game.
We're just gonna hold the drinks like this, no hands.
Yes. It won't be a ball next time. It'll be my dick.
Before we go,
ahead.
I'm planning to come at y'all for a couple minutes from the hot tub tomorrow before the game. I'll do another 3 things with 3 keys to what I think is going to happen in the game. You saw a couple of them come true. The last one, the 108ing, everyone was hitting their shit real hard on Twitter. Nice. I'd love to see it.
All right, everyone. We'll talk to you tomorrow.